Welcome back to the news at 10. The U.S. House of Representatives has voted to formally begin impeachment inquiry against President Donald Trump. The measure detailed how the inquiry will move into a more public phase. There was not a vote on whether the president should be removed from office. Here's Simon Pusey with more international stories in Around the World in 5.
Good evening from the Channel's newsroom here in London. The Democrats have moved a step closer to impeaching the US president after winning a key vote.
Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, say no. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
The House of Representatives has passed a resolution to formally proceed with the inquiry, approving measures to move it into a public phase.
Impeachment is not something that we take lightly. But when the president endangers our national security, he gives us no other choice.
So what is at stake is our democracy. What are we fighting for? Defending our democracy for the people.
President Trump has described it as the greatest witch hunt in American history. A huge fire on a train has killed more than 70 people in Pakistan. Authorities say a gas cylinder exploded, triggering the inferno. Passengers had brought it on board to cook meals, violating railway rules. Dozens of people were also injured as 3 carriages were destroyed. Many are in a critical condition, and officials say the number of casualties could still rise. It's the worst disaster on the country's accident-plagued railway in 15 years. The Prime Minister, Imran Khan, has ordered an inquiry, demanding it to be completed urgently. New video has been released showing the US raid on the Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi's compound. In the grainy black and white footage, you can see American forces approaching the property in Syria, as well as a huge plume of smoke after the site was obliterated.
The operation was exquisitely planned and executed. Now, about Baghdadi's last moments. I can tell you this. He crawled into a hole with 2 small children and blew himself up while his people stayed on the ground. You can deduce what kind of person it is based on that activity.
Strong winds continue to cause serious problems for firefighters in California. They're battling at least a dozen major fires across the state. In San Bernardino, the hillside fire has spread over 200 acres, threatening lives and homes, prompting evacuations. The National Weather Service has now issued an unprecedented red flag warning in Los Angeles and Ventura counties. It's forecasting 2 days of intense dry wind gusts, expecting them to reach near hurricane force. Residents have been told to leave the area, but some are staying put for now.
We're going to stay here as long as we can, try to keep an eye on the house. We feel pretty safe with the fire department here. They've got hoses on both sides of the house. The
body of a British backpacker has been found in the sea off Cambodia. 21-year-old Amelia Bambridge, who was travelling on her own for the first time, was last seen at a beach party at 3 a.m. on the 24th of October. Helicopters and a specialist sniffer dog were used in the search for the student. Her body was found 30 miles from where she went missing. Police believe she drowned. Thousands of protesters in Iraq have returned to the streets for a 7th day, putting pressure on the country's prime minister, demanding a total change of government. They're calling for an end to corruption, more jobs and better public services. At least 250 people have been killed since the unrest started on October the 1st. The mass demonstrations are the biggest the country has seen since the fall of Saddam Hussein in 2003. Japan has strongly condemned North Korea after the nation fired 2 unidentified projectiles. The Defence Ministry says the objects appeared to be ballistic missiles which landed in the sea outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. Earlier this month, North Korea test-fired a new type of rocket which it's thought could also be launched from a submarine. Japan's Shuri Castle in Okinawa has been decimated by a fire. Crews battled the flames for more than 10 hours as they ripped through the UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was built 500 years ago after being destroyed during World War II. And finally, the UK Parliament's Speaker of the House has made his final order.
Order! Very rude for members. Order! Order!
Known for his feisty temperament, John Bercow has been in charge of refereeing debates and procedural disputes for 10 years.
Don't gesticulate, don't rant, spare us the theatrics, behave yourself, be a good boy, young man, be a good boy.
He's played a key role since the Brexit vote, feted by the Remain side but reviled by many Leavers. Party leaders and lawmakers praised him on his departure and thanked him for his service to Parliament.
You'll be pleased to know that your ratings on the Parliament channel has gone up, and the word order is now used by parents around the country as the new naughty step.
And that's your international news around the world in 5.
I'm going to miss Berko. And it's time for sports news. Here's Ayotunde Balogun.
Many thanks, Amarachi. Head coach Imama Amapakabo has named his final list of 21 players to defend the Under-23 African Nations Cup title in Egypt next month. The coach retained only 9 players that earned Nigeria's qualification to the championship. Azubike Okechukwu, Ndifreke Effiong, Taiwo Awoni and Sincere Seth, who were part of the team that won the title in Senegal in 2015, made the list. Nigeria will contend with Cote d'Ivoire, Zambia and South Africa in Group B. The first game is against Cote d'Ivoire on Sunday, November the 9th. The Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has issued a stern warning to its members, and particularly match officials, to guard against acts and practices that could be seen to encourage match fixing. With the 2019-2020 Nigeria Professional Football League season due to kick off on Sunday, the NFF advised match officials to recognize, resist and report any act that may seek to compromise the integrity of any game. Gerard Piqué has admitted he could be tempted out of international retirement to represent Spain at next summer's Olympic Games in Tokyo. The Barcelona centre-back stepped down from Spain duty following the 2018 World Cup over his support for Catalonia's independence bid. And world number 1 Ashley Barty has booked her place in the semi-finals of the WTA finals as the Australian made shot work of Petra Kvitova handed the Czech a 6-4, 6-2 defeat. Barty needed to win to be sure of progressing, having won 1 and lost 1 of her opening matches. And she did so in style in 88 minutes against a tired-looking Kvitova, who exits the competition with 3 straight losses. Barty took the first set after breaking Kvitova in the 5th game.
Game set match, Barty. 2 sets to 6-4, 6-2.
And that's sports news. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. It's back to you, Marachi.
Thanks a lot, Ayo. And the main news again. The Nigerian Army today defended the controversial Operation Positive Identification, insisting that military action will not scare innocent citizens, but it is designed to hunt for suspects who ran away from the northeast. That is the news in 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani. Good night.